MIA Online was created in 2002 with a view to enabling its membership to store, access and edit their medical information on a secure website. It had become apparent to the directors through their experience in travel insurance that when people fell ill abroad, it could take days for them to obtain their medical information and for the treating doctors overseas to make an informed decision. The membership is valid for 1 year and each member has their own individual membership card with an individual number on it. The members themselves or medical personnel can ring the emergency number and after various security checks can access any pertinent medical information that the member has chosen to store there. It soon became apparent, however, that many, if not most of the members, were finding it impossible to obtain any, or certainly not affordable travel insurance. Therefore, out of that arose the MIA Clear to Go travel insurance policy, which is now expanded into the MIA Clear for Takeoff policy and whose destinations extend worldwide and for which there is currently no upper age limit.
MIA Online, when they sell insurance, it's not just purely about selling insurance and making the money from it. Unlike many other companies, we actually look into the medical side of things, we look at the geopolitical side of things, we look at how people are travelling. At the end of the day, we want it to be a win-win for everybody, and that obviously includes the insurers as well as the insured. Quite often we'll talk to people and ask them how they were travelling, whether they've had any recent problems from their treatment, not just their disease, just to make sure that we can't foresee any problems. The other things that we do is we look at the hospitals, at the resorts that they're going to, and we're making sure that the resorts there have either adequate facilities or adequate medical staff there for them. And that's not always the case. Sometimes we'll look at countries at high altitude, which people haven't thought of if they've got some breathing problems. So it is a win-win for everyone, and we ask people to be as honest with us as we are with them. We'll look at things like taking with them some precautionary antibiotics if they've recently been on chemo. We're looking for little slip-ups that may occur that they probably haven't thought about. And given the prices that we charge, we obviously have to be very careful. So we're also looking at the costs of treatment. Quite often when young children are involved, especially if they've got terminal prognosis, the parents, they're frustrated, they don't know what to do. So they're looking at perhaps sending them to Disney World in America to see Mickey Mouse. Well, that's a real trek for a person who's not ill, but for a small child that's been very ill, that's far too far for them to go. And they're going to end up feeling very unwell when they get there, even if it's only just from the jet lag, let alone their illnesses or their treatment. At MIA, we do a very unique way of screening. We actually talk to people. We talk to them as if they're human beings, that they happen to have a disease or an illness, and we're more interested in how they cope with it. So all we ask is that people are honest with us. So we're looking for any problems that they've had, not just with the illness itself, but with the treatment perhaps that they've had. We're looking to see where they're going. We're looking to see what the climate's like there. We're looking to see what the medical facilities are like. We're looking to see how they're going to get there, whether or not their particular treatment would cause them any particular problems over there, whether or not we're happy with either the hospital facilities or the treating methods over there. And when you look at the costs involved, what we're trying to do is to make it reasonable for everybody. So, for instance, someone going 65 or under to 2 weeks in Spain, they've perhaps got some cardiac problems, they've had bowel cancer, they've got your usual high blood pressure and high cholesterol, that's going to work out just over £60. Now that's not a lot of money when you consider how much the claims are. And an average claim, let's say for the USA, would be £5,000 a day, and that's not including the cost of the doctor or the cost of all the investigative treatments, etc. And even in perhaps repatriation from Spain, where you can use your e-hit card, you are talking between £4,000 and £20,000 just to get home. So one claim, you have to sell an awful lot of policies. So what we're trying to do is to make it a win-win for everybody, that the clients can A, get insurance, and B, get it at an affordable price, that it remains profitable for underwriters. And the way we can do that is to ask relevant questions, give the best advice that we can do, and hope that our clients will come to us and be as honest as they can.
Clear to Go is a travel insurance policy for people with pre-existing medical history who find it hard elsewhere out there. There is no guidelines with whether we do it or not. It is case-by-case basis. The only things that we ask is that basically within 60 days they can take out the policy. They cannot take it out before, and they must use a reciprocal health agreement where there is in place. Obviously where there isn't, they will go to the facility that there is nearest to them. But where there is, it must be going to the state facility. So European countries all have a state facility and they must go there. GP must have a note on the records within the 60 days again to say they are medically fit to travel. Now that's very important, and all we want to know is basically that the GP has looked at them and said, yep, you're fine to go away. We're not asking for complete definitions of whether they're going to be okay on the trip. We just want to know when he sees them, are they fit enough to go? The MIA membership basically allows our customers to store, access and edit any information they would like. And what happens is they pay a small fee either for a family or individual. We give them a little key ring and a card, and basically we give you a username and a password. They go onto our website and it's all a leaflet goes out to them, or on the website. They go on there and they can store, access and edit with the username and password. And basically how I look at it is like an online file of facts. So if you were out and about and you're in a different country, basically give you a number to call, 24 hours, 7 days a week. We have quite good language people here that would be able to speak the language for you or interpret anything you need to interpret. And the other thing is, it's like an online file of facts, they can then have a little ID card on them. It says obviously their ID, the number, and if a doctor or anybody needed it, they could look it up, go on there on the internet, it'll bring up all of their files, you see, rather than carrying around other cards, paperwork, anything. Any allergies are on there, birthmarks, dental records, it is all stored on there, and it's for their purpose only.
I myself have quite a serious medical history, and as such found it quite difficult, regardless of my numerous qualifications, to find work, to find an employer that would accept me with the condition I have. Here at MIA Online, it actually is a benefit. It helps me to relate with customers, so I can understand what they're going through. And quite often people find it quite relaxing, to associate with, you know, when I've had that kind of condition, that procedure, that operation, I can relate with people, so I can talk to them about where they're travelling to and what they may face. Here at MIA Online, the directors really empower us to think outside of the box, so that we don't follow any scripts. We take our cue from the customers. So we can really explain. You know, we've been trained so well that we can really explain the reasons behind certain decisions.
Dear Sirs, I recently applied for a 12-month travel policy for myself and my husband, and I'm writing to compliment your company on the courteous and efficient way that this was carried out. After approaching several other insurance companies, which was very time-consuming and complicated, your approach was far more relaxing, health issues and other details being dealt with quickly and pleasantly. Unfortunately, today we find ourselves complaining about most issues and the uncaring way things are dealt with, forgetting the few occasions when we are dealt with so efficiently. I have already recommended your company to friends and hope you may benefit from this. Thank you once again. Yours sincerely, Mrs. J. Ackroyd.
All the staff at MIA are aware how hard it can be for people who have just suffered a recent serious and debilitating illness to make arrangements for a holiday and to find suitable insurance for such a holiday. Such a holiday, however, can indeed be just what the doctor ordered. We are able to provide you with sensible, professional, compassionate advice with regards not only to your insurance, but also with regards to your travel arrangements in general.